welcome to another fantastic episode of Sega Sonic Radio. I am your host, as always, GX, aka Chris, aka the Spin Dash. And we're coming at you with our holiday episode. Not merely our holiday episode, but the last request episode of the year. Oh, we are approaching the end of the season. This is, we will technically have some sort of season finale next week right after Christmas, but I wanted to make this one, of course, the big one, because it isn't quite Christmas yet, and next one will probably be after Christmas, and I don't expect a lot of people to be readily available to send in a bunch of requests given the circumstances. So we're getting in our holiday cheer right now, with plenty of requests and songs and trivia and all the good normal stuff. Again, same housekeeping as I have been badgering you all about for the past month, if not longer. This is the penultimate episode of the season. After next week's episode, we will be going on hiatus across January, and our next season, Season 3, will begin in February. So keep your eyes and ears out on all the social platforms, be it sonicstadium.org's forums, be it the Discord, be it our Twitter or our Blue Sky. I'll let you know all the details on all of them. I will tell you, I've been working my butt off on a lot of things, most of which are related to personal and professional things. But when I'm not doing that, I'm working on updating the tech for Sega Sonic Radio. We got some cool stuff coming up for next year, and I hope you're excited for it. But more importantly, I hope you're excited for our first request of the evening. We've got a double request here for you from first-time asker, Wagner Racer 2, as well as one from long-time listener, MFA. We're going to kick off this segment heading over to Sonic Runners. So enjoy, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Hey, welcome back. That was Magical Snow Day from Sonic Runners, as requested by both Wigner Racer 2 and MFA, followed up by The Season Cycle from 2 Point Campus, wrapping it up with Blizzard Peaks from Sonic Rush Adventure. If 2 Point Campus can't put you in the Christmas spirit, I don't know what can. Maybe you just hate Christmas if you hate 2 Point Campus's soundtrack. I can't help it, and I can't help you, but I can reach into the the old Spinbox, see if there's anything good in there. There's probably something in there. People writing into Santa Claus and it mistakenly being sent to me. Speaking of mistakenly it being sent to me, let's go ahead and fix something on the back end, because looks like it decided to break again, and that's no fun. Let's go. Yep, it decided to put an extra carriage return where one did not belong, same as always. There we go, let's try it now. There's our good friend, the Spinbox. Spinbox is in, and our first one comes in from Keanu the Hedgehog. Keanu the Hedgehog asks, what will be the perfect gift for Dr. Eggman to give his daughter Sage this year? Well, if I know anything about the AI industry, I know that she will want, I'm going to say about 4 things. She's going to want extremely expensive RAM, to such a degree that nobody else will be able to have any. She will want high-end GPUs, specialty GPUs especially. She's going to want a really destructible amount of electricity, and lots of water. If I understand their relationship correctly, I'm assuming that she's going to look in her stocking Christmas morning and find just a whole buttload of DDR5. I think that's probably the best thing that you could get a girl like that at a time of year like this. With that, we also have Keanu's request, as well as one from Hasbomi. Let's take a listen. We're going to head over to Sonic Lost World. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hey, and welcome back. That was Snowball Waltz from Sonic Lost World, as requested by Keanu the Hedgehog over on our Discord. Followed up by The Glacier's Peak, an overclocked remix, requested by Hasbo.me. You can find it and so many other remixes over at ocremix.org. This one in particular comes at you from JMR. Lots of fantastic remixes over there, and one of the ones that have a consistent use policy, meaning we are able to use it on the show without specific permission, as long as we give proper credit. And credit certainly is due and sent. Wrapping it up with an unusual choice, we've got Second Helping from Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. Found that one while searching through my library today and thought, you know what? This has the right vibes. It has the right vibes. But I hope you have the right vibes for our first quiz of the evening. That's right, it's time for the Quizone. We've got a Sonic trivia question for you, and hopefully you've got some answers. As always, you are welcome to guess in chat if you would like. If you don't want to guess in chat, you don't have to. You can hide chat if you don't want to be spoiled, and we'll let you know the answer after some music. Your Quizone for the week is... Oh, what fun it is to ride! What Mario enemies pull the players through the tracks in the Sledge Race Dream Event in Mario and Sonic 20... That should be 2014. It says 2016, it should be 2014. Sochi 2014 games. What Mario enemies pull the players through the tracks in the Sledge Race Dream Event? While you take a guess, we've got some Mario and Sonic Sochi 2014 music queued up. Take a listen, and we'll catch you guys in a bit. That was Dream Event Snowball Scrimmage from Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Games. And your quiz zone, appropriately, is about the same game. What fun it is to ride what Mario enemies pull players through the tracks in the Sledge Race Dream Event in Mario and Sonic Sochi 2014. And, Rusty in chat built a solid consensus here around Bullet Bills, and accurately so. Your sleigh is pulled by a pair of Bullet Bills. That sure would be a. It makes me think like there was a Mario Brothers Super Show episode where Bowser took on the role of Santa. And he didn't quite... I forget exactly what he used for his sleigh, but Bullet Bills are fantastic for something like that. It's an interesting mini game. You collect little spheres, build up power, and they can just launch you massive jumps across the track. It's kind of neat. I don't know if the control's any good. I haven't played it in quite a while, and don't have strong memories of it, but, yeah. Bullet Bill, not a stranger to the Winter Games. Bullet Bill also appeared as a rival character in the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympic Games in the bobsleigh events, if you're playing the story mode of that game. I believe either of the story modes. It might be both the DS and the Wii version that he would appear as a rival. However, it might be slightly different events in which he appears. But with that, that is our quiz zone for the week. We got some more requests coming at you. This one, we've got one request in the next segment, and this one is from Sage. Sage sending in a lot of well wishes and good vibes and compliments for the show and this year's season. It's always appreciated. Absolutely appreciated. With that, I think it's time to have a little bit of a Christmas dream. I'll catch you guys after. little, chill vibe segment there. Probably not the last one to happen. That was Night's Journey of Dreams, the theme of Night's Journey of Dreams, as requested by Sage over on the forums. Followed up by Snowy Mountain from Sonic Adventure. Wrapping it up with Island Life Orientation 6 Snow version from Animal Crossing New Horizons. Is that the last you've heard of Nintendo music tonight? Assuredly not. Assuredly not. I'm a fiend. I will sneak as much of it as I reasonably can into this playlist. So, with that, I think we've got another Spinbox. Let me reach in and see if we've got something here. We do. We've got one from Dodo. Dodo asks, what is Whisper getting Tangle for Christmas? Obviously following the trend that Dodo has been sending in over the last several episodes. I would say, given the upcoming event in February, you know, I think Tangle is probably due some professional driving lessons. Let's be honest. Tangle is the type of person who you would probably expect to be a rather distracted driver. Be it checking her phone, or attempting to drive with her tail, or performing all manner of things that might not involve keeping her eyes on the road and doing the things she isn't supposed to be doing. I think driving lessons would be good for, you know, entering a race in like 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that. Like, let's be real, Tangle doesn't know how to drive a car. Whisper could drive anything. If you put a motorcycle in front of Whisper's going to be able to figure it out. She's got it going on. She knows what's up. She's got training out the wazoo to handle whatever. Tangle's just kind of holding together barely. If you want something something more tangible, though, Tangle's definitely the type of person to have use for fuzzy dice. Like, completely unironically, loves 2 things for her car: fuzzy dice and the 8-ball on the gear shift. Like, those are definitely the clear gifts for you know, their big entry into the event in February. Gotta be ready with some slick looking rides. So with that, I think we're gonna jump over to Dodo's request, which is appropriately Tangle and Whisper themed. We also got one from Kat over on the Discords. Hope you enjoyed these two. Here's a song I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is a song that a lot of people have not heard yet, and probably will not hear outside of this context for a while. But if you have the latest patch for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, this song is in there. It's definitely in there. Enjoy. I'll catch you guys in a little bit.
ら見えるでしょう世界を巻き込むのパーティーが始まるのよハッピー重なって新しい未来が生まれるのよ Baby Universeスタリズム流される中でただ星を見るの Let me be a lucky star みんな大好きな未来になる街中が恋に落ちるの世界が街中が恋に落ちるの世界が一つになるのよ Roll the wall 固めれば Shine star Getting on Make the world 街中が恋をしてるの世界が
That was goal and results music from Sonic Racing Crossworld, specifically for Tangle and Whisper, as requested by Dodo over on the Discord. Followed up by Ice Paradise, Act 2 from Sonic Advance 2, requested by Kat. Wrapping it up with Baby Universe from We Love Katamari. I think it just had the right vibes. It has the right wintry, Christmassy vibes. Feel good, lighthearted, kind of very wispy. But it's time to jostle you away from that because we've got an audio cue. It's our weekly music trivia. And this week we specifically have an Atlas published game. Again, this is an Atlas published game. The audio cue gives you a song. You have to tell me what game it's from. You are always welcome to guess in chat. If you don't want to guess in chat, you don't have to. We won't spoil you. We'll let you know the answer after it's done. Once again, as the reminder, this is an Atlas published game. Take a listen, see if you can figure it out. got some guesses in chat, but we couldn't necessarily get the right publisher for this one. This is a game that I never played the new version and would very much like to. There we go. Thank you, James. This is indeed the remake Odin Sphere Liefrasir, if I am anywhere close to pronouncing that correct. Specifically, that was Winterhorde Ridge. And, yeah, I played the PS2 game early on whenever I was in my period of like, oh, games can be interesting. They don't have to be mascoty platformers. I can play games that don't have the Mario or the Sonic in them. I can expand my horizons and be interested in new things. And the thing that really stuck out to me with this one was just Vanillaware has absolutely gorgeous art. They have a very distinct art style. They have they just have a fascinating way about it that I don't always love the character designs, but I always love the way that they approach the aesthetic. I haven't played as much of their stuff as I would like to, but I played a fair bit of the original Odin Sphere, which I misspelled on the card there. Great. Nobody else actually brought that up, but now you know. I'm not good at spelling. Gonna set that away. Our music trivia for the episode, but we've got some requests coming up, including one from D over on the Discord. Hope you enjoy. We've got our first visit to 3D Blast. Hope you enjoy. Catch you guys in a bit. Welcome back. That was Diamond Dust Act 1 from Sonic 3D Blast from the Saturn version, requested by D. Followed up by Sound of Fanfare from Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Wrapping it up with Curling from Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, the 2010 mobile game. Not any of the Mario ones. That was specifically one of the mobile ones, and not the latest mobile one. Like, one from, 15 years ago at this point. Bet you haven't heard a song from that. That said, we have our next Spinbox for the evening, and this one comes in from Karma Collector. Karma Collector asks, were you disappointed with there not being any Sonic-related announcements at the Game Awards? And how would you like Sega and Sonic Team to celebrate the 30th anniversary year? I was not disappointed. I'll be real with you. I'm not ready for the next Sonic game to be announced, and I'm definitely not ready for the discourse around the next Sonic game being announced. I want to remind you, we just got Sonic Rumble, and we just got Sonic Racing Crossroads. So we're not in dire need of whatever the next big Sonic project is. However, if there was going to be one at all, I think the thing that I would have at least liked to see was the reveal for the Ninja Turtles DLC for the Season Pass. I think that would have, it's a ways out at this point. We still got a while. We have to get through Pac-Man. We have to get through Mega Man. But we're eventually going to get there, and they're eventually going to have to reveal something, and, that's the scale that they're operating at. And you figure, I don't know, there's going to be another Keighley event. Sega will have something there. Good on the Total War team, though, for getting it out there that they've got another Warhammer game coming out, and that being the big spotlight game for them. People don't necessarily realize that Total War is kind of one of their bigger series, but it's been a rough year for Sega West. It's been a really rough year for Sega West, Sega Europe, whatever you want to call it, between, the fallout of Hyenas, and it just kind of going through major layoffs, going through the Rovio acquisition, and having to deal with all of the merging of that. It's probably not a great year for Sega West, but them, oh, and of course Football Manager, last year's version being canceled. This year's version apparently out. So they've got a PC version, the standard PC version. They've got a free-to-play mobile game, and they've got an Apple Arcade version. So they have certainly gone all out with Football Manager this year. It's kind of nuts, but people like their Warhammer. I was talking in the staff channel, and it's real easy to get. Hey, if you're in the Sonic sphere and that is your sphere, it's real easy to kind of miss the ways that other things that Sega does are big for their company. And Total War definitely is one of those things. It's I don't know if it's the biggest thing that their European studios put out, but it certainly seems like it. It certainly is the thing that they highlight most in their financial calls whenever they do highlight something for that. A non-profitable rock. Kiryu is still made by the Japanese studios, Ryuga Gokuten Studio, so I was specifically, referring to that. What do I like for the 35th anniversary? I want them, for the next 5 years, to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the 30th anniversary. I want them to lose their absolute minds and just continue to celebrate the 30th anniversary for 5 more years. This is a reference to some things that I'm sure a lot of people listening right now will not fundamentally understand. But I want them to continue celebrating the 30th anniversary as long as humanly possible into the 40th anniversary. But if you want a real answer, we're overdue for like a collection or something. Like, when Sega did that massive delisting, it still came with, you know, my hopes that, like, okay, hopefully this means they're doing something with these games in a different format that seems more sensible than the sort of slapdash arrangement that they've had for years, but we still have no idea. I want a collection of the things that are in dire need. I want them, like, I'm not going to tell you that I want to sit here and play a bunch of Sonic Dreamcast games. I can go back and I don't have that big of an issue playing the existing versions, but also, by now they should have a reasonable Dreamcast emulator, and they should be putting out the Dreamcast version of those games. And they should be looking at their existing Dreamcast library and sincerely thinking about other things that they could be re-releasing. Like, they delisted Jet Set Radio. There should not be a scenario where Jet Set Radio is an unavailable game. That is a thing that they should still have out and be selling regularly. People should have access to that game. Is it the best game that they've made on the Dreamcast? Not by a long shot. Is it a game that people need to see and play and experience? Absolutely, 100%. But, like, even stuff like Sonic R is not really accessible in the same way right now. Sonic the Fighters was part of the delisting. They don't really have a lot of Genesis games accessible in the ways that they were before, whenever they delisted that massive Genesis collection. You can kind of get used copies on consoles, but the fact that it's just not, like, available in the same way. If I want to play Sonic Spinball, I think I have to subscribe to NSO, and that might be the only way right now? It's really weird. They've never... no, they have only once ever released Knuckles Chaotix in, like, one format. I don't think Knuckles Chaotix is a good game. I think its level design is awful. I think it's an interesting concept that does not make a great game. But I think people should be able to play it and find that out about it in some sort of crazy Sonic collection. Thank you very much, Karma Collector. Karma Collector, we've got a request from them as well, and we've got a request from Clara the Cat. We're heading back to the Saturn. Put on your Segata Sanshiro Santa suit. We're heading back to the Saturn with some more Sonic 3D Blast. Hope you enjoy. Catch you guys in a bit. back. That was Diamond Dust Zone Act 2 from Sonic 3D Blast Saturn version, requested by the Karma Collector. Followed up by Frozen Factory from Sonic Rumble, requested by Clara the Cat. Wrapping it up with Jangle Bells, the special Christmas version of Donkey Kong Country 3. Hey, Donkey Kong Country 3, fun game. I still love it. But it has a... when you think of Christmas games, and there may not be a lot that you think of, Donkey Kong Country 3 has a special code in the game, which I think it's on NSO. You can load it up. You can look on the old game FAQs for a special code, and you can activate Christmas mode for the game. Have a delightful Christmassy experience with Dixie Kong and Kiddy Kong. We've got one more quiz coming up for you tonight, so put on your thinking caps because it's time for the Triple Trouble. Triple Trouble, 3 of these things have something in common. I'm going to let you in on a clue on what that thing might be related to. One of them does not belong. You got to tell me which of them does not belong. And our topic for this one is Sonic Amiibo. The topic is Sonic Amiibo. As always, guess in chat if you want. If you don't want to guess in chat, you certainly don't have to. We'll let you know the answer afterwards. Your choices are Mario Kart 8, Mario Party 10, Super Mario Maker, and Yoshi's Woolly World. The topic is Sonic Amiibo. Which of these 4 does not belong? I'm going to play a song that has nothing to do with any of these games, but does have something to do with one Mr. Mario. Take a listen. We're heading to the Odyssey. Shiveria Town from Super Mario Odyssey. Once again, Triple Trouble. Topic is Sonic Amiibo. Your options are Mario Kart 8, Mario Party 10, Super Mario Maker, and Yoshi's Woolly World. We got some decent guesses in, and some decent logic to it. However, in this case, Mario Party 10 is the odd one out. These are games where the Sonic Amiibo unlocks a Sonic costume, be it the Mii Racer outfit, the Yoshi Sonic skin, or the costume mushroom in Super Mario Maker. Mario Party 10, I don't think Mario Party 10 even support... There are definitely games where they just support heavy air quotes all Amiibo and then have specific ones that they do special things for. I don't believe Mario Party 10 is one of them. I think it only uses the Mario series Amiibo, and even then, I believe it only uses the ones that that have characters in that game. Mario Wiki has a nice big chart over. I don't think you're going to be using Goomba or Koopa or Boo. Those ones came out with, if I remember correct, those three came out with the Mario and Luigi remake plus Bowser's Minions. But no Sonic Amiibo. As Escape brought up, Sonic not invited to the party. Probably for the best. I played Mario Party games. I played a reasonable amount of Mario Party games, which is to say I've played too many Mario Party games. We've got another request coming at you. This one from QuirtX Games. We've been light and we've been pleasant and we've had a very smooth Christmas experience thus far, holiday experience, winter experience. Not in terms of weather, but in terms of the music we played so far. It's time to get a little bit higher energy, and we're kicking that off with a request for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Enjoy! Catch you in a bit.
me unleash the fire in my heart. I will dance and I'll defeat them through the light and the dark.
Look, if dads who believe that they are being subversive everywhere get to pretend like Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then I get to pretend like Bayonetta 2 is a Christmas game. That was Ice Cap Zone Act 1 from Sonic 3, requested by Quart X Games. It was followed up by... I was distracted by something happening in Discord. Dear Lord. White Acropolis, Snowy Peak from Sonic 06. And wrapping it up with Theme of Bayonetta 2, Tomorrow Is Mine from, of all things you'll never guess, Bayonetta 2. It's from Bayonetta 2. We've got our last spin box for the night. I picked this one as the final spin box because it felt, in this penultimate episode, why not? This seems like it's very appropriate. Sonic Trainer asks, favorite episode of Sega Sonic Radio this year? I always have a soft spot in my heart for Packtoberfest. I love putting together Packtoberfest. Packtoberfest is more of a production than it probably looks, because I tend to have to, get all that footage, put things together, and do so in a pretty short amount of time. I have to, add a whole bunch of more Pac-Man games that I am able to, which, finding data on Pac-Man soundtracks, not the easiest thing in the world. Halloween ones are always fun. It's kind of the seasonal ones that really get me. Sonic Trainer brought up the remix episode. Remix episode was fantastic. I love opportunities of bringing in remixes. I like host choice ones. I like ones where I get to just put together playlists and try to, honestly, it's not even host choice stuff. Anytime I get to surprise people with the soundtrack that they haven't heard before, that still feels very appropriate to what the episode's feeling is always really satisfying to me. If you're paying very closely attention to the show, I do tend to tend to fit requests and my songs together in logical groups. I tend to pull 40 songs every episode of things that I think would be fitting, just all across my music library. A lot of it Sonic, a lot of it not. And I wait for the requests to give me a good sense of okay, people want this. I could build a trio of songs around this song and have it all kind of have this vibe to it. And that's the part of the show that I really enjoy, is trying to get that playlist together in a way that feels right, in a way that feels good, in a way that feels surprising and interesting, but also coherent. And I love that about I love that about doing Sega Sonic Radio. Trying to match things up, but then also trying to swerve and introduce new things. It's why one of the things I've been pushing for this year was fitting in a lot more Sega music. And I will tell you, I have a list, and I have a lot of prepared files of these are all the things that I will be properly tagging and adding to the library during the hiatus. And it's a big list. It's a big list with some big games that I have been wanting to put in there for a while. Or at least put together the list and the files for a while. So expect that next year. I hope. But of course, like, I just like doing the show. I just like doing the show. The show's a lot of work. The show's a big production to put on week to week of getting things together as a one-man team. But it certainly helps whenever I get in a lot of great requests from you, the listeners. I will tell you, when you guys have great ideas, that's when it's easiest for me to build off of them. And you guys have a lot of great ideas. Such as this request from Sonic Trainer. We also have a request from a first-time requester, Podeye. I'm going to say Podeye, and if I have it incorrect, then please correct me, and I will make sure that I note down the correct pronunciation for future purposes. So, with that, let's head to the Crossworlds. I'm back. That was Aloska Crossworlds Remix from Sonic Racing Crossworlds, requested by Sonic Trainer. Followed up by Underground Zone Reimagined from Rockin' Sonic the Hedgehog Sessions, requested by Podeye. Wrapping it up with some Pizza Tower, we've got Celsius Troubles. Hey guys, we're approaching the end of the show. As bittersweet as it is, it's been a delightful show. I've been so happy to be here, doing it with you guys, getting in all those delightful requests, getting in great questions, getting in all sorts of great participation over in chat. Love it, love it, love it. It fuels me. It fuels me. I need to go recharge. For about a month. Once again, I will be back next week. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm gonna figure something out. But, you know, hopefully it'll be fun. That's what I say every time that I schedule one of these shows. Hopefully it'll be fun. As will these final songs. As always, my opinion is my own, but the show broadly is under the banner of Sonic Stadium over at sonicstadium.org, one of the internet's longest-running Sonic fan communities. We've got news coverage, we've got forums, we've got videos, we've got a YouTube channel. Just search for Sonic Stadium. We've got a Twitch channel. Just search for, Sonic Stadium on Twitch. We've got a special YouTube channel just for Sega Sonic Radio. If you haven't followed it, you should do that, because I'm going to get a whole bunch of VODs up, including ones from before Season, heavy air quotes, 1. I've got a bunch of Season 0 episodes that are going to find their way over to the primary Sega Sonic Radio YouTube, so keep an eye out for them. They look a lot simpler than this whole setup eventually became. Surprisingly so, if you haven't been following for very long. Yeah. Does anything go on the YouTube channel? All the old episodes go on the YouTube channel. I've been very busy, and I am way, way behind on VODs. VODs need to go up there. I have some stuff that I also will hopefully be putting up there for the new season that will not be part of the show proper. Nothing super crazy, but, maybe something that, maybe something to help get you through the week. Maybe just a little something. With that, I think we're going to head out for the evening. But we're going to do so in style with one more track from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. We're going to roll our staff roll while we listen to staff roll. Enjoy, everyone. Peace. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy whatever you would like to celebrate, be it religious or secular. And Happy New Year. Peace all. Take care. I know what you're thinking. GX, you didn't play the Christmas song. You didn't play the Christmas song. The Like a Dragon Christmas song. Well, we're about to. Merry Christmas, all.
深く愛したら俺に振り向いてくれるのかい何度も傷つき泣かされてきたのにまだいつのことが好きなんて幸せ色の人並みに涙よどうか埋もれてくれ不甲斐ない寂しさちっぽけなプライドあぶり出すようなジングルベルあの子が吹き消し微笑む姿夢見ていたライターで灯したタバコにロマンチックな雪が降り積もるさよならさらないもうすぐ愛しいあの子はあいつの腕の中さよなら懲りないプレゼントの配り先のない哀れなサンタクロース世界中が愛で満ちる夜にさよなら俺のサレラ何でも相談できちゃう男友達のふりをしてほんの少しでもあの子の目の中に映れるならそれでいいなんて幸せ色の人並みに俺もいつかは混ざりたいなどうせ来年も生徒を貸しながらジェラシーまみれのジングルでどこかの誰かに似ているような売れ残りのケーキはサンタの目元のチョコが溶け出し泣き顔に見えたさよならさらない今でに